just keep this framework in mind when you're prospecting. Firstly, you have to know that you're not a salesperson when you are prospecting. You are a consultant. You get your fixed salary for that. Don't try to sell or even have that wish in your mind, yes, it will be great if this guy buys. No, we're not here to sell you right now. So right now, I just want to ask you about, like, I'll tell you the framework regarding this. I've told you before as well, but you are a consultant, you are a career advisor, right? More than a consultant. I think that would make more sense. You introduce yourself as a career advisor. You tell them you're here to like, obviously you are there to help them. So then with that perspective, firstly, you go ahead. Until and unless prospecting is complete, you do not even mention your about your product or about your company name. Of course, you'll mention your company name in the beginning, but after that, you don't do that. Because see, it's all going to be about your company and about your product and about you later on, right? When you start with a product presentation. But during prospecting, like, it's the time you give to the other person. It's all about him, right? Regarding the questioning, right? Regarding the questioning, follow this framework. It's very simple. You take good control of the frame in the beginning, right? And then like I told you, there is point A, B, and C. So first we cover A to B. This is a journey, right? We talk about the journey. A is, let's say, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, right? And ask them, right? Could you tell me a bit about your background, your academic qualifications or work experience, if there's any, like, whatever is relevant for their given their last 3 to 4 years. You'll find details in the CRM as well. So you ask them about that, and like, patiently listen to it. It is relevant for intelligence gathering. It's not much relevant for pain amplification, but without it, that guy is not going to trust you. Repo, a lot of repo is built, right? This really opens them up, right? This is a very non-personal question, right? Tell me a bit about your background. They can put it on the LinkedIn as well. So once we're done with A to B, and what you're doing is, what you're trying to do is, you're trying to get into their shoes, because ultimately the goal for prospecting, it is for you to figure out whether you would buy the program if you were in their place or not. There is no other goal, right? Of course, there are things like you need to make sure that this person needs it, he wants it, and he can afford it too. If you follow that thing, if I was in his place, I would now 100% buy. And until and unless you're satisfied, you'll be continuing with prospecting. Do not rush with it. A to B is done. Now B. Now, look at it as a pendulum, right? Pendulum, B is at the center, right? So from A, the pendulum drops and it's a journey A to B. Now it's at B, and this B is this very present moment when you are in touch with the person over the phone call. And then, of course, see, the goal is decided, right? The goal is whatever your program is going to help them achieve, right? If that must be relevant already. For example, let us say they want to become a software developer at a company like Cred, or by the end of 2024, this discuss about A to B. They will tell you about, what's going on is that. But when you're at B, of course, it is about, okay, what you have done until now to get to C. C is the ultimate goal, which will be a journey that will be, it will take time from B to C, like from this position, right? This from present to sometime in the future is going to be a journey, and C is ultimately the destination that you want to reach, right? And what have you done until now so that to get to C by the end of this year, and or whatever, like, not even by the end of the year, what have you done until now? So you'll ask them, okay, yeah, they'll tell you. Then these things will come in, right? So what programming languages are you aware about, and how much have you done, like how long have you been learning this thing, which with what like how have you been learning these things, like are you learning from YouTube or some other course or whatever, like you're reading documentations, right? There must be somewhere in the process, right? So how are you learning it, how many projects you have made until now, and questions like that. And see, pain amplification. Pain, you cannot create pain. If the person has practiced 1000 DSA questions and he has made 8 projects, he has no much, he's not having much pain right now in this phase, right? So you cannot create it. But if the person hasn't made any projects, the pain will automatically be created. Amplified, right? Because you don't create it, you amplify it. It's already there somewhere inside. You just ignite it, right? And all these sort of things. And this space, it will be, it will help you gather a lot of intelligence, of course, and it will amplify pain as well, right? Because what have you done until now to get where you want to reach? And when they tell you shit, they realize that, oh, I haven't done much. So this prospecting is a lot about them talking to themselves as well, because these understand these kind of conversations they are generally avoiding, right? Never ever talk about the solution. at this point. If you talk about the solution, like how, okay, you can take out time to study for 2 hours, 1 hour, they go, so they will not feel the pain, right? If you're telling them, okay, this is gonna be all right, all is gonna be well, then all right, then there is no pain, right? You have to make him cry, hypothetically, right? Virtually, you make him cry, like, fuck, bro. I am stuck in life. That is where you're aiming for him to go, right? Because only then he will take action, right? Pain is the only emotion that gets you to do something, to take action, right? In such circumstances, at least, right? Like, why would they spend 2 lakh rupees to do a course in which they have to first study for 8, 9 months? Because they have pain, a lot of emotional pain. They're not feeling worthy enough, right? Of whatever they're doing, they feel they, okay, I am not realizing my full potential. So you're basically selling worthiness, right? You're not selling any course. No one wants to do any course, right? It's boring and it's hard. Why? But why would I do it, right? Why would a person wear braces? Because after 2 years, I won't be insecure. I'll be happy. And like, people want to get away from pain, right? And one easy way to get away from pain is to not think about it. Yes, my life is shit, but I'm not gonna think about it. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's not shit anymore. I'll watch TV. I'll watch reels. But these are the questions that are gonna make him, fuck, bro. Like, they won't be able to avoid questioning themselves, like, fuck, I'm not living in the reality, I'm in a bubble right now. So once you're done with the B part, right, what have you done until now, then you ask them, okay, so what is your plan to get to C, right? Let's say within, of course, by when do you want to reach C, right? They'll be like, yeah, by the end of 2024, yeah. Okay, that is amazing. So, what is your plan? How are you planning to get there? And they mostly have a shitty plan. If they have a good plan, then okay, they don't need your product. Tell them bye bye. But most likely they'll be having a shitty plan. And then what you'll do is you'll ask them, okay, how likely is it that this is gonna succeed, right? What do you think? What percentage chances are there that if you keep on following this path, you will become a software developer by the end of 24. Now, some people will be like, oh, I don't even know have a path right now. Like, I don't even know. Forget about a poor plan or a miserable plan. I don't even have a plan. So they go. They are in pain by the end of like point B discussion as well, right? But of course, we go ahead to point C, and then they say, let's say 60% chances are there, and then you're like, oh, okay, so you don't seem pretty sure about it, because what if the 40% happens and you don't get there? Like, is it going to be a problem for you, or things are still going to be fine, not an issue? Now, if they're very relaxed, then they're not going to spend 2 lakh rupees to buy this program. Let's get real, bro, right? But there will be people who are like, fuck, if even by the end of this year I'm still stuck here, I'm like, fuck, this is the worst thing that can happen. So these people, right? These people will be in thought now, right? They have actually confronted that they are in a bubble, right? And that is what you do in prospecting. You're not here to sell right now. You're here to see whether you would buy if you were in his place or not. Of course, if you are in pain and you really have this aspiration, you would buy as well. So what you do is you do a very smooth transition. Note it down. It's very simple. So you tell them, all right. So based on a discussion, I see that you want to achieve XYZ goal, right? Become a software developer at a product-based company like Red by the end of 24, and you're facing this problem, right? Maybe the guy is not able to practice very well because he's learning from YouTube, whatever. This summarizing like gets the point clear for him as well, lays down your path for further, maybe pitching the webinar as well. It really shows that, okay, this guy cares for me. He's listening to me. He's not here to sell me something. He's here because he cares for me. And you do that, they will not ghost you. They will never ghost you, right? What these people have been doing, because you're not building that connection, because you're not caring for them. That is why that is happening. Forget about that. You want to sell them anything. So you're facing so you want to achieve XYZ goal and you're facing ABC problem. And Manoj, one thing I wanted to tell you, that you are not alone. There are so many people facing this exact issue, because maybe service-based companies don't get you to get people to learn so much that so that they keep on growing. They're generally stuck doing the same thing, the same kind of jobs. Or maybe you blame the college system, right? Depending on the prospect, and then the blame is to them. You're not alone. Like, this is one of the biggest reasons this is happening, and you're not alone. There's so many other people. And Manoj, you're the exact type of person we do what we do, right? You're the exact kind of person we're aiming to help here, right? By building this company, even. So, if you could give me, if you have a, may I just tell you now about something really cool that I have for you? Depending on your pitching product webinar, I would always say pitch webinar, but pitch it like puff, like he's something he would kill himself for missing, right? Hype it up so much that he will then attend the webinar, and then it's about product presentation as well, right? You it's not about getting him to the webinar. That will not accomplish you anything at all. The key is to get him on a webinar. Like, I remember Mansi and all people used to tell me, they got a call from prospect that the webinar was boring. Your life is boring. So you want to change that, right? That's what the webinar was for. So you don't say this directly, but what the fuck, right? We are going to tell you the exact 5 steps, right? We're going to break it down for you. How can you yourself become a software developer within 24? No one else is going to do it for you, and our founders are doing it for you because because we love you guys, right? This is what like our company is growing a lot, and our founders are generous. This, that, whatever. We're doing this, and we will break this down exact steps for you, and all this, that, and you'll know then how to get there. At least you'll have a plan, right? Now how to follow it, you can then think about that. Now then, when you're talking about the form thing, tell them, but are you 100% sure that this is the right path for you? Because you're going to be investing 8 to 10 months. Be it even if you do it yourself, it's going to take you a year. So is it worth it? Are you 100% sure? And they're like, no, I'm not 100. Exactly. This is another problem other people face. And that's why they're not able to make a decision, right? So my job here, Manoj, is to help you make a decision, to help you actually take action. I don't even care what this program you join. I know our program is the best, but whatever. Like we have a team of analysts who जिनका काम ही who will be analyzing your profile, your work experience, your academic qualifications, and everything, each and everything. And of course, see, we have almost all the companies who are hiring for development related roles. They are our hiring partners. You can check out our website. So we do have a lot of data as well. So we are the best people to tell you, what is your scope in this industry. If you build the skills, right, the building the skills will take time, but if you do that, what is your monetary scope. So once you fill that form about your experience, will be able to share with you, like I'll share with you, how much you can actually expect to earn once you have gathered all those skills. Do not mention it is the placement guarantee you're giving. Tell them their scope, like by the in the industry, right? So if they build the skills, now be it from Cry or be it on their own, you don't mention that. Now see how it's working is like now, once you have that, once you see, okay, this is the potential you have money wise as well. If you build the skills by investing this time, then I believe you will be able to make, not I believe, do you think you'll be able to make a better decision, right? With 100% clarity that yes, this is something I want to do, or no, this is something I do not want to do. You see the point? And they're like, yes, exactly, right. So yeah, then you also reiterate, right? Of course, you have, it's important to have clarity towards, whether you, and, be sure of what you're seeking, right? Otherwise, you don't get it. Anyway, you tell them that, okay, this is something also you don't have to pay anything for this. We are going to be doing it absolutely for free. And all this is just because of our love for the tech community, and we want to change the way tech education and right, and we want the right people to enter this industry as well. And that is the sole mission of our founders, right? Either who was our software SD3 at Google, and Ratina Murthy, who was the product senior product director at Flipkart. He was closely involved in building the back end of the marketplace at the company during the early days. And that's why we do this. So see, like, how I've done, how we'll be helping you is we'll first help you decide whether this is the right thing for you or not. And once you see that, right, once you see what is the scope, and then you're like, wow, yes, this is the thing for me. 8:30 p.m. we have a webinar in which our founder will be coming, and he will be telling you exactly what to do. But it's not going to happen just by visiting the webinar, right? You have to make notes, take a piece of pen and paper, and note down all these 5 steps very closely, because you're not going to get any opportunity like this ever again. And trust me, this you can't get this amount of knowledge for free. So note down everything, note down the steps, and start working towards it, right? That is all we want. That is what I personally want, right? Then that is how I am helping you, right? Because I do this job, this is to help you, right? I'm not here to sing any song of a product, right? So you see, that is what gives me fulfillment as well. So you take action, right? So All right, and you end the call by telling him whatever you'll be sending in the form and all. But and of course, naturally, what's gonna happen is once they attend the webinar and they note down everything and they are actually in the state of mind of taking an action, then they'll be like, what the fuck? This is very difficult to do on my own. And because Cryo have helped him realize, yes, this is the right path for him, he'll be like, okay, it's very obvious, no, but let me see what they have to offer because it's a good thing. But I feel, it's very chaotic, it's very difficult to do on my own. So then that person will himself message you, Niranjan. I'm interested, right? Because of course they'll be learning a bit about the program in the webinar as well. Then they will reach out to you. जबरदस्ती मीटिंग में बिठा के क्या कर लोगे भाई, वो बात करके टाल के चले जाएंगे, टाइम ही वेस्ट होगा. That is the main point. सबको don't try to sell to everyone, right? Find those people who really have the pain in the prospecting and then move forward with them only. You're not like your main role is to help these people, not your managers and all. And the only way you can help them is really showing them the direction first, and then once they're ready, like getting them in a mind frame to act. And once they have that mind frame, then the best thing you can do to them, the biggest way you can help them is by selling the program, and that you'll do on the one-on-one. But on the one-on-one, you should come like, fuck, if this shit works, if I understand that, all right, this is really gonna work, I will buy it. You should have that gut feeling about your prospect, right? If you don't have that, then have a phone call after the webinar itself and talk to him about it, right? Do prospecting and everything, whatever you want to, right? But this is very important. Otherwise, your meetings will be go in vain, and they'll also be scared to attend your meeting because they are like, shit, this guy will then ask me to buy the program and I don't want to commit, and it gets awkward for everyone. And that is probably one of the biggest reasons these people are not joining, because they're like, then they will ask me to buy the program. So tell them after the webinar or whatever that there is absolutely not gonna be any pressure to buy the program. Attend the one-on-one, but then only ask them to attend the one-on-one if you have a gut feeling that, yeah, this person, I can get it here, I can get it here, this person will buy. Because if you were at his place, you're so sure that you will be buying. That's what I did basically. If you recall our conversation again, right? Before even joining work school, I keep on giving the same example. But I did prospecting like this for 25 minutes and then I did not stop, right? It's like bifurcating, right? You're not a salesperson until the transition is done, until you are 100% satisfied that, yeah, if you were in his place, you would buy. Then you transfer that certainty to him as well. But until and unless you are totally certain, what kind of certainty will you transfer? The one that you don't even have yourself, right? So mostly you're looking for certainty about the solution here, right? That, yeah, web development is the right path or QA automation is the right path. In prospecting, what you're looking for, and of course you're looking for pain, right? If there's any pain, because you yourself won't buy a program if you feel good about what's currently happening in life, then certainty about company, about yourself, that you can transfer like later on the meeting, or that will be happening in the webinar as well. Okay, I think it's 25 minutes have passed. I pata bhi nahi chala. Okay, take care, listen to it and let me know.